This video is sponsored by the fine folk over at SCD Keys. On this channel, we're always talking about saving money and getting great deals, and that's what you can do by picking up a $50 PlayStation Store card from SCD Keys. If you head over to their website, link is down below, and search for a $50 PlayStation Store card, you'll find it. Go ahead and add it to your card, and use our specialized promo code GC3 to save 3% on your order. That'll bring the cost of the card down to $46.64. You can check out and choose your method of payment. Your key will show up on your account, and boom, just like that, you got a $50 PSN card a little bit cheaper. Not only do they have great deals on PlayStation Store credit, they also have Windows 10 and other software heavily discounted, and you can get great deals on those as well. Again, check out the link to SCD Keys in the description box below. We've got a lot to go over in today's video. PlayStation 4's firmware update 6.0 is approaching, and it's getting an awesome update that is much needed to the PlayStation Store. The PlayStation Store's interface is getting a lot better, and I'll let you guys know about that. A couple of major PlayStation 4 titles have been delayed. That's always unfortunate news, but it seems to be a regularity in gaming today. And as most people will say, better a game comes out later and good than sooner and bad. We've also got another PlayStation VR game releasing very soon, a science fiction mystery game, and it looks pretty good. So I want to take a look at that. Left Alive, that game being published by Square Enix, a successor to Front Mission. That game is still alive, no pun intended. Even though we haven't heard about it from a little while, we just got a little bit more information out of Gamescom. And it is being said that there will be no new Assassin's Creed coming in 2019. I don't know if I'm gonna buy that, but that is what Ubisoft is saying. More on that at the end of this video. First, let's talk about PlayStation 4 firmware update 6.0 and the awesome update that's coming to the PlayStation Store. Now, if you guys are familiar with the PlayStation Store, you know they do this search mechanic where it's like this column-based search. It's absolutely terrible. I don't know who thought of that idea, but it is a garbage way to search for games. Well, that is actually changing. It'll be a regular search mechanic where it's in the style of a keyboard layout. That's great. That should make searching for games a lot smoother, and also not only can you search by game title, you can now also search by game publisher and game genre, so that is awesome for the PlayStation Store. Update 6.0 is coming with a host of other updates, but an update to the PlayStation Store was much needed. I know for some people the PlayStation Store is still a little bit janky, it's a little bit laggy, and I don't know if update 6.0 is gonna fix that, but at the very least, it's gonna make the search interface a lot better, so I'm excited to see that. And that is a much needed update for the PlayStation Store. I know a lot of you guys that don't buy anything on the PlayStation Store, you might get games physically, don't understand how huge this is, but for those of you that search for games on the PlayStation Store, it's a pretty sizable update, and you can see why I'm excited for it. Moving on from that, unfortunately, we have a pair of game delays. Overkill's The Walking Dead has been delayed until February 2019. Originally, the game was scheduled for a release in November, and it's actually still scheduled for that release on PC, but the console version of that game will be coming a little bit later in February. Now, I'm not sure why they decided to make this decision. It's not like February is less crowded than November. February is actually one of the most crowded months for gaming. Again, that date of February 22nd, you have Days Gone, Anthem, and Metro Exodus, so it's not like Overkill's The Walking Dead won't have any competition in February. Maybe it's just to add a little bit of extra polish to the console versions. I imagine that's what it is, but the PC version, again, will be released in November. Console versions are due out on February 6th. Also, another game that's been delayed, and this isn't surprising at all. This was a game that had a release window of 2018 stuck with it for quite a while, but we didn't hear anything about the game actually releasing this year, and it's finally been confirmed that Biomutant's release has been pushed back to summer of 2019. That's what the official Twitter account of Biomutant put out, and what's pretty exciting is the fact that it's coming in summer of 2019. Now, if that release window sticks, which I still have skepticism about that, but I would love to see more games be released in the summer. This summer has been rather dry of game releases, and I thought it would have been a great time to release one of these bigger games, but unfortunately, everything is coming this fall, and I'm sure there are going to be a couple of games that don't do all too well. Well, a summer release window for a new IP like Biomutant, I think that's the time to shine for a game like this, and I think that's a great idea. We did get a lot of gameplay of the title as well coming out of Gamescom. There was about 30 minutes of new gameplay footage that I've seen, and the game is looking pretty interesting. Still looks a little bit rough around the edges, but considering the release is still quite a ways away, there's still a lot of time for polish, but it's such a unique game, an open world RPG, and it's a brand new IP that I'm excited for. It is being published by THQ Nordic, so good on THQ Nordic for jumping on a game so unique like this, and hopefully that continues the THQ Nordic push. They've been doing a lot of great stuff, and Biomutant is another one of those games, again, coming summer 2019 now. And while Biomutant is coming summer 2019, a game that is launching very soon is Torn, a brand new PlayStation VR title. And what is Torn? It's a dark science fiction mystery created by Asper Media. The goal of Torn was to create a virtual reality tourist destination for science fiction fans where players could immerse themselves in a strange world with even stranger machines. The Torn mansion may be abandoned, but the doors aren't exactly closed. It looks like a pretty cool game, and as I've been saying recently, PlayStation VR's library is quickly expanding. Sure, not every game is fantastic, but games like Torn continue to add to the diverse library already available. Torn opens as a narrative puzzle game, then evolves into a dark character-driven story as you slowly uncover the truth about Talbot and the new dimension he calls the Parallel. Remember everything you see, for in Talbot's world, truth is nothing more than the invention of the mind. So it looks to be a little bit of a mind-bending game. Right now, if you do pre-order the game as a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you will save an additional 20%. It will be released at $30, but pre-orders are $24 as a Plus subscriber, so a pretty good deal for a pretty interesting PlayStation VR title.
What happened to this place?
Follow me. I have a wife. She's here. But I don't know where. She could be anywhere. I have to help her. I have to get out of here. I have to find her. This is my fault. It's all my fault.
Moving on from that, a game that I'm personally very excited about is Square Enix's Left Alive, the successor to Front Mission, and a lot of people have compared this game to Metal Gear Solid, and I can definitely see why. It was announced at the Tokyo Game Show last year, but we haven't heard much about it at all. Well, we finally got a little bit more information out of it coming from Gamescom. We got a couple of screenshots that definitely, yes, do add to the Metal Gear comparisons. There seems to be some decision making in the game as well in terms of dialogue, so that's pretty cool. Originally, the game was scheduled for a 2018 release. I highly doubt that is going to come to fruition. That's pretty much confirmed not to happen. This will be a 2019 game, maybe even later than that, because we haven't heard much information about the title, but at the very least, hearing that the game is still very much in development, getting some new screenshots, at least that'll put our minds at ease for now if you are excited for Left Alive, which how can you really not be seeing the game and seeing the potential that it has? Could be a great new title added to Square Enix's arsenal. And lastly, Ubisoft is saying that there will be no new Assassin's Creed game in 2019. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot spoke on this and he said, quote, "On Assassins, we had a game and we have one this year, but we are not going to have a full-fledged Assassin next year. It's just because the team were working separately, so we have two games now, one year after the other. But next year, you're not going to have a fully fledged one." So that is the key word. You're not going to have a fully fledged Assassin's Creed game next year. What does that mean? You're probably going to have some sort of spin-off game, maybe some sort of game like Assassin's Creed Rogue, maybe a game building on the characters from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But you really have to read between the lines here. There's a reason why Yves Guillemot is saying that there will be no full-fledged Assassin's Creed game. Had there been no Assassin's Creed game next year, he would say that outright, but he specifically says we're not going to have a full-fledged Assassins next year, so that's pretty interesting. I imagine that would be some sort of spin-off game. Hopefully it's not like the 2D Assassin's Creed games, the Assassin's Creed Chronicles games. More power to those of you that like that game, but honestly, I would rather get a traditional AC game than games like that. But hey, if it's some sort of spin-off just building on AC Odyssey and it's promoted as such and it's just promoted as more of the same, then I guess more power to them, and I guess some people will check them out. I would personally like to see the franchise take every other year off, so one game release, then take the next year off, then the next game release. Actually give the franchise some time to breathe, but I guess Ubisoft disagrees with me on that, and financially speaking, it's probably best for Ubisoft to release as many Assassin's Creed games as they can, but at some point it's gonna be too much, and we saw with AC Unity and then AC Syndicate, it does fall off commercially as well. That's gonna conclude this video. Again, with PlayStation 4's firmware update 6.0, we are getting an awesome update to the PlayStation Store. You can search for games easier. You'll be able to search by game title, publisher, and genre, so that is an awesome update for those of you that use the PS Store to buy games. Unfortunately, Overkill's The Walking Dead as well as Biomutant have been delayed. Overkill's The Walking Dead on consoles will be coming in February 2019, and Biomutant will be released sometime in the summer of 2019. Torn, a brand new science fiction mystery PlayStation VR title, will be launching on August 28th. Looks pretty interesting. Pre-ordering it will get you 20% off as a PlayStation Plus subscriber. We finally got some more information on Left Alive, got some screenshots. The game is still very much in development. Hopefully we see something more substantial very soon, maybe at the Tokyo Game Show coming up. And Yves Guillemot, Ubisoft CEO, is saying that there's going to be no full-fledged Assassin's Creed title in 2019. Does that mean that there will be some sort of spin-off? I think so. But hey, maybe he's just being tricky with his words on purpose. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.